ladies. So my name is Jessie. This is my first tutorial that I'm doing, so I really hope you guys enjoy it. I was a little nervous doing it, but it is what it is, so I figured I'd try it out. This look that I have on right now is what you're going to see, and if you have any comments or a request or any feedback, please leave a comment below. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. This is my first one, but I'm sure and I hope that there's going to be more coming your way soon, so please keep a lookout and don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day. Bye. Let's get into this. I'm a little bit nervous. This is my first tutorial, so bear with me. I'm just gonna do a basic summer foundation routine, I should say. I don't like anything too heavy in the summertime because it gets really hot outside. I live in New York, so the temperature varies here. But anyway, the summer instead of foundation is BB cream. But my skin tone is dark and light, and it's like a mix of both. So what I tend to do is I mix two different color BB creams. Right now I have the Rimmel dark BB cream, and I have the Garnier, the light to medium BB cream, and I end up mixing those to apply to my face. Before I do that, I have this facial oil. See, it's Pure Beauty facial oil. So what I do first is I apply a little bit, a couple, well, more than a few, a squirt to my hand, and I apply it to my face. Just for a little extra hydration, because I tend to get very dry in certain areas. And I like it because it's not heavy, it's not oily, it absorbs in the skin fast. So that's what I do first. Then I have this little like palette here, and what I do is I mix a few drops of the dark BB cream. See, it's a little watery, but it doesn't bother me so much because I don't like my foundation to be thick. And a few drops of the light. And then I have a foundation brush, and I kind of just mix it together, pat it on my face. Now I do have redness on my cheeks and here, so I try to focus on that. But once you start doing your contouring and your stuff, you don't notice it as much. When I do foundation, you don't see it at all, but I'm not doing that right now, so you might see just a little bit, nothing too crazy. You can use like a corrector on it, but I don't really use that much corrector. I use more for underneath my eyes because my eyes tend to be a little dark. So what I'm gonna do is, once I finish doing this, this is the Morphe beauty sponge. I forgot, it's like the angled, it's like tapered here. I just blot it just to blend it in a little bit more and take out any excess that I might have of the BB cream. Okay. Next, what I do is I have the L.A Pro Concealer. You just want to focus on where you have those dark circles, which is mine. It's like literally right here on both. Do some of that. Use again the sponge. Blot that. Okay. I have my mirror like right here, so if I tend to get off camera, it's because I'm just looking closer to the mirror. Okay, next I have the NYX Dark Concealer Corrector. You can skip this step, you don't have to do it. I do it just because it's just normally what I do. Okay, now before I do anything, before I put my concealer on or anything like that, what I always do is I like to prime my eyes so I could get ready for the shadow I'm going to put on later. So with today, I have the NYX Pro, the NYX Proofit Primer, the waterproof eyeshadow primer. So take some of that, put this on my eye. So now that we have that done, what I do now is I do my concealer. Sometimes it ranges. Sometimes I'll do my eye makeup first, then I'll do the concealer, but for today we're just going to do the concealer first. So here I have the Maybelline Fit Concealer in medium. Kind of like a triangle, semi, just to conceal all that. And again with the beauty blender. In my description box below, I will put the name and everything of what I'm using, and then the correct name for this beauty blender, because it's one of my favorites. I saw Jaclyn Hill with it once on one of her videos, and I just had to order it because I love that the end is straight, so it gets right up in here. And just blend this out. Now, with the same concealer, I do down by my chin, a little bit on my nose, the forehead, just to lighten it all up. Like I said, even though like the redness on my chin, the BB cream doesn't fully cover it. Once I do all the steps, you're not gonna even see it. And your face doesn't feel cakey or heavy with makeup for the summer, because that's the last thing you want to feel is when you're sitting outside, is something heavy on your face. And always blend the neck down, blend it in, ladies, because you don't want to see light or dark and then a different color neck. So just blend it in. You can also take your foundation brush and just blend it down your neck, just so it all looks flawless and seamless and you don't see any lines, because that's not sexy. Okay, so I use different types of what do you call this, translucent powder. But today I was like, you know, I haven't used this in a while, so let me take it out. The Ben Nye Luxury powder in banana. So in the same little thing that I put my foundation, I will put some here, like so. And then dip my sponge in this, coat it nice. And then what I do is I will do my under eye just to set it. And I leave it on there because this gives me like a barrier, so if I have any fallout with my eyeshadow, I can just swoosh it right out with a brush later on. Okay. Then I will take, you could take any little makeup brush here that you have. This is by Morphe. I'm not too sure. I bought like one of those packets that came a whole bunch of different brushes, one of their sets. So I will look on their website and put the link below of the set that I actually have, that this is what I use normally on a daily basis. Take a little bit of that powder, tap it off, and then I just brush a little bit on my eyelid. So, because sometimes the primer tends to be sticky and it won't blend the eyeshadow well, so to avoid that, just put a little bit of the setting powder it'll make your eyeshadow blendable a lot easier. Okay, so next, to the eyes. I leave my brows for last. Today I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill palette by Morphe Cosmetics. Sorry, it's a little dirty. I use it all the time. Love this palette. It has beautiful colors. Look at those colors. Aren't they beautiful? They're gorgeous. So briefly, what I'm going to use the colors today is I'm going to be using the third one in from the top row in my all over. Again, like I said, I use Morphe brushes. This one is the Morphe M433 brush. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this color, tap off the excess, and just kind of brush it on all over my lid. Morphe products are wonderful because they're very reasonably priced and the pigments are great, and not only in this palette, but I own quite a few of the Morphe palettes and I just love them because to me they're almost equivalent to a MAC shadow without paying the MAC prices. I really do enjoy the colors and the variation of colors. So you can get all types of palettes from them, and you'll pay, I think it's like $20 something for a palette with various colors, and it's great pigment, so it's a great thing to do. So today I'm gonna do like natural browns. So I started with this one. Now I'm gonna move into the second row, the third shade in, and I'm gonna do that in my crease. So again, with the same brush, the same Morphe brush, I'm gonna take a little bit of this color. Then what I do, I have like a little towel here that I clean my brush off. Makes it easier so that way you don't get any of the other colors on there. So with the same brush, you saw I did the crease area. A little darker, not so bad. I'm going to take the first color I used again, just blend it out a little bit. Make sure it's all blended because, honey, you don't want harsh lines. You want that sucker to blend. Blend it out, baby. Blend it out. It's not cute when your eyeshadows aren't blended and you see lines. It just looks like a hot mess and it don't look good, girls. It doesn't look good. Okay, so I always have to throw in a little glam to my eye. I don't know why. I just can never stay basic. I always got to do a little sparkle or shimmer or something. So what I'm going to do is I have Matte Fix Plus, and I'm using just a natural hair brush. This one actually came with my Urban Decay palette. I like it because it's like, I don't know, it's very compacted. So when I spritz my Fix Plus, then I'm going to take on the second to last row, the third one in, this color right here. Dab, dab, dab. Tap it. And then I'm going to apply it in my middle of my lid. I kind of pat, make sure you get it on there, pat, pat, pat. These colors that Jaclyn did are, I think they're amazing. I honestly haven't heard one bad review on this palette. I love this palette. When I just came back from Puerto Rico and I was there for a week, and the only palette that I brought with me, because normally I bring like 6, was just this palette, and I used it every time. I had a different look all from the one palette. And that's what you need when you go on vacation, because the last thing you need to do is be traveling with like 3 makeup bags full of stuff. A little more Fix Plus, same color. Go to the other eye. Just did the middle of the lid. Now, on the outer lid, and then what I do is I'm going to bring up and blend all this here. I'm now going to use a little smaller brush. This is a Morphe brush as well. This is the Morphe R35 brush. You can see that. I'll focus in here. The Morphe R34 brush. It's like the rose gold. And then what I'm going to take is, from her palette, the second row down, the first one right here, this like chocolatey brown, like fudgy color. A little goes a long way with this. And then this is going to be my outer corner. And just dab it, blend easily and slowly, no need to rush. I'm going to blend that here. Same thing with the other eye. Because the way the bristles are, when you go into your corner, it stays right in that corner, in that where you put it. It doesn't blend it, because then you don't want to be like a mush of color on the top. And it looks all muddy and doesn't look good. Okay. With that same Morphe, with the Morphe brush that I used before, no product on it, I'm just gonna take it and just make sure that it blends in with the other colors here. So next, what I'm going to use is another Morphe brush. This is the way the brush is shaped. Very tight, a little tapered. So what I'm going to do in my inner corner is I'm going to use this, the top row, the second one in. And that is going to go in my inner crease right here. Okay, just like so. So, as you can see, there is a gap here in between the middle shadow and the crease in the inner brow, in the inner eyelid. So, don't worry, I'm gonna take care of that, girls. We are now going to use this brush that comes in that Morphe set. This is the brush we're going to use. Okay. And I'm going to take the third row up, this first one right here. Oh, these colors are so amazing. They're beautiful. Tap it off. And then we're going to blend those two shadows together. Like so. Brush that you used for the Fix, with the Fix Plus, you're going to take again, the second row down, third one in. I'm just going to take a little bit more. I'm not even putting any Fix Plus. This is just dry now. I'm going to take it and just blend it in with that second one that we just put in, like so. You want they all kind of melt in together. See that? Take the R35 brush, nothing on it. Just go again over and blend. Blend, 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 ladies. Blend it. There you go. So now, before I move on to my under eye here, I gotta do something with these brows because, girl, they're hideous. Been trying to let them grow out. They're not growing out the way I want them to, so we need to fix that. So now what I'm going to do is I do a little bit of a mix. I have here the, what did I do with it? Here it is. I went and purchased the Wunderbrow in the color Brunette. And this, I keep trying to play with it. I like it and I don't like it, but let's try working with it again today, see how it comes out. So it's like a brush. I don't use a brush. So what I do is with that little that I put here, I make a little space here because I'm still got to use some of that powder. I just put a little bit of the color on there. And then I have the Anastasia brow brush where it has a little spoolie on one end and the angled brush. I think I need another one because this thing is, look at that. But it does what it needs to do. Let's dip that in and fill in these brows. So with this product, it could be a little watery, I want to say. So you can't kind of just swoosh it. So I kind of have to dab the product on so it can stay on my lid. Because it's supposed to be like waterproof and smudge proof and all that stuff. So this is what I do. Like so. Just to fill it up here. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't, I don't know. Sometimes it wants to work, sometimes it doesn't. But what I end up using this more is more towards the middle to end. And then I use something completely different. See how kind of missed it here, but that's all right because once we do the concealer, we shape it up, you won't even tell. I'm sorry, I'm totally like off camera doing this, but see if I can move my mirror closer here. See the difference? Is one eye done? I mean, the eye not done, the brow not done, I should say, and the brow done. All this here, don't worry about it. Take care of it. Then what I do is I have the Anastasia Dipbrow pomade in Auburn, and I use this. Dip my brush in there. And I'll use this here. Is super important to use, okay? Because it just blends it. You want it to blend. Now that looks bad, but we'll fix that. Okay, so it looks bad, don't worry, I know. I will fix it, I promise. So with the concealer brush, what I do is I take a little bit of the concealer, Put it on my little metal tab thing here that I have. Dip the concealer brush in it. And then I'm gonna line it up and clean it all up here. Better, right? See that? Much better. So before I went on vacation, I waxed my own eyebrows, and I do it all the time. Totally jacked it up. And I like took out more hair here than I did. Well, it was like a little chunk, so it's missing. So what I use here is I use the L'Oreal. It's kind of like the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil, but like half the cost. Love it. It's the Brow Stylist Definer Ultra Fine Tip Shaping Pencil. I have it in dark brunette. And see, you could, there you go. The tip is like super little. And then what I do here is I'll fill in any little thing that's missing to make sure that my brow looks like it needs to look. And the spoolie that it has is ridiculously awesome. I love it. So when the Wunderbrow dries, it kind of dries hard, like it hardens your eyebrow hair. So when you brush through it, sometimes it's a little difficult, but that's okay. There you go. There's one brow. And then we will use a clear, I use a clear brow gel. Obviously it's not clear anymore because I use it all the time, but clear, and I just brush it. Just to seal it and keep it all that in place. Now let's do the other eye. Again with the Wunderbrow. Now, girls, let me tell you one thing. Your eyebrows are not supposed to be twins, okay? They need to be sisters, not twins. Sometimes every person has one brow that's a different shape or lower or whatever. So fill it into the natural way your eyebrow grows and is supposed to be. Because if you do it any other way and you try to match them perfectly, you're gonna look kind of ridiculous because no one's eyebrows are the exact same. I have more of an arch on one than I do on the other. So just work with your natural, the way your hair naturally grows and the natural arch that you have. Everyone has their own way of doing their eyebrows. This is the way I do my eyebrows. You might say, geez, girl, you use so many products, but it's what works for me. If you do your brows another way and what works for you, then do it. But this is what works for me. You can use a smaller concealer brush. You don't have to use this big old thing. This is just what I have in front of me right now, and this is what I'm using. But like I said, you don't have to use that and blend it. Just clean it up. Oh boy. There's that. So there are my brows. A little bit of the gel. Keep them in place. And there you go. There's my brows. Now, to the bottom. Now I know I've been letting this bake on, so I'm gonna kind of swish it off. Take a big brush, clean brush. Take out that powder. go. There you go. Now, back to the shadows. So I'm going to go in with the first color I use, the first row to the top, the third one in. And just bring it on your under eye here. Now this is just a round head, like some brush, but it's all together. See it? I just use that here. Now with the second to last row, this brown one right here, okay? And take a little bit with that same brush. Pat, pat, pat. It's so funny the faces you do when you put on makeup. Then what I'll do is I will take a fluffy brush. Where is it? I'll use this one. This is again in that Morphe line that I got. I haven't put anything on it. It's still clean. And I'm just going to take it and blend it. No harshness. So just a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Alrighty. So that's for that. Now, what I'm going to do is the liner. Being that I've been using a lot of browns, I'm going to use a brown liner that I got that I love this liner. It's the Urban Decay 24/7 Velvet Liner in the color Lush. This liner is freaking awesome. I'm going to do that in my waterline. Now, I don't normally do a wing liner unless I'm going out to a party or something. So, a little secret is because my eyes water like crazy. So to do that inner line, the inner waterline up on the top, what I do is, you're probably gonna think I'm crazy, but I take it, I put the liner here, I close my eye, and I just go back and forth. Because I find it so hard to just darkens it up a little, because I find it so hard to do my upper waterline. And that's how I do that. Now, I'm not going to glam myself up and put falsies on because, I mean, let's get real. Who wears falsies every day? I love them. Don't get me wrong. I love falsies, but I can't do anything but those things every day. Cannot. So the mascara that I use a couple different ones for my eyes, but I always start off with the L'Oreal Double Extend mascara. This one here, and it's in black. Obviously, I always use black mascara. I only use colored mascara when I'm doing like something fun with my eyes. So just coat it first. And what I love about this mascara is when you wash your face and you wash off your mascara, you know, like normally when you wash off mascara, your eyes like black. This doesn't do that. Your mascara literally comes out in like, it looks like little spider legs, little hairs. It comes out completely. That's why I always use this one first. Then the other side in the black. I always do one eye at a time. Then over that, I use the Smashbox, the X-rated mascara volumizer in black. Because I like the thickness, the fullness it gives me. like my little mirror. Isn't that super cute? Anyone that knows me, I'm obsessed with mermaids. I'm obsessed with the Little Mermaid since I was a little girl. And as I gotten older, my obsession has just grown. But it's not why I have the red hair. My favorite color is red and I love the way it looks. Those are your eyes. So now for the contouring. I use the Maybelline Fit Shine Free Foundation Stick. I buy the darkest one. This is number 355. Can't see it, but what I do is then I do the contour here. My forehead. The line here. Sorry, my dogs. Because you gotta contour that nose, baby. And then I just do this a little bit here. Just a contour. See that? Then I use my sponge. Once that's blended with the makeup sponge, I use then now the Morphe 523 brush. Love this brush as well. Okay, and what I'm going to use for this is I have the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette. As you see, I need to I'm down to literally bare metal on those two because I use them forever. But there's 4 shades. I kind of mix a little bit of all of them to do this. And don't worry, we're gonna contour that out with the powder. I kind of just dab this here. Then what I use is I use this angled, it's an eyeshadow brush from Morphe. It came in with the set that I told you about. If you see the way it angles, how it has like a swoop, I use this for my nose. Do the same thing that I did for here, and then I use that here for my nose to contour my nose. Like so. Okay. Now I still have powder left. Put it on the sponge. I like a sharp contour. Some people don't. I do. You don't have to do this, but I always do. Your face and is setting. Okay. While that's on your face and setting, I'm going to work on the lips. Well, actually, before that, let's do some cheeks. Okay, here I have the Tarte blush in the color Paarty. This is a really pretty, it's like a soft pink with a tiny little shimmer, not too much. Again, with the Morphe brush that came in the set. Get that on there. Now, since my cheeks tend to get red, I don't put too much. I just kind of just dab it, like so. Now to my favorite part, the highlights. Girl, Anastasia Aurora Glow Palette. Oh, love this. I am obsessed. This is the highlighter palette that I brought with me when I went on vacation. Look at the colors. Look at them colors. Look at those colors. They are gorgeous. I've actually used this one as eyeshadow. Freaking amazing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix these two, the Luna one, and this one in Lyra, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but this one down here. So it's gonna mix it. Oh, these, look at this. Look at that. Woo! Let that shine. A little bit on the temple. Brush I'm using is a Morphe M501 brush. Great brush for the highlighting. Look at that. You see that highlight? Love it. So, take some of this off here. Get a little highlight on that nose. And your Cupid bow. And just a little tinge on your cheek. I mean on your chin. Just a little bit. These dogs. Take off this. And for lips, I'm going to use, God, I'm so sorry for my dogs barking like crazy. I have the Milani in the color Matte Blissful number 62. Something simple. I really should line my lips with a lip liner. I don't know what the hell I did with it, so I'll skip that. And there you have it, girls. So this is my routine. This is my makeup look. Little daytime wear. You could wear this out too. You could just wear it to go to the stores. I know